Hello, and welcome to a different type of video. Today, I'm going to be recapping Excellent Entities Seasons 1 and 2 as fast as I could. Why would I want to do this, you ask? Well, because I can, and if people like it, maybe I'll recap BFDI and Inanimate Insanity as well. Let's just jump right into it.
Did you really spend weeks making a recap for a show almost nobody has ever heard of? Bitches behavior.
I'll be explaining the entire show in chronological order because it'd be way too confusing to explain the pre-Excellent Entities flashback scene that happens in the finale of the second season. 10 years before Excellent Entities existed, Chocolate Bar, the current host, participated in a competition called simply as Entities. The host of this show was Snow Cone Sr. There's no canon name for him, so that's what I'll be referring to him as. Among the cast was Senior's daughter, Snow Cone, who was Chocolate Bar's soon-to-be wife. He fell in love with her when he and Snow Cone and Pineapple were in the final 3. Unfortunately, Chocolate Bar lost by falling off a cliff, embarrassing himself on TV. Despite his blunder, Snow Cone still stayed with him, but in the end, Pineapple won Entities, and according to the Entities rulebook, a player cannot be related to a former winner. Nobody knows why this is a rule, but remember this for later. After the show finished, Chocolate Bar kept pitching for more competition shows on television. He knew that eventually someone would want their own show, so he waited for that opportunity. Until one day, Muffin and Broomer came up with the idea for Season 1 of Excellent Entities, so they approached Chocolate Bar and asked if he could be their host, to which he agreed, and Season 1 begins. Episode 1. The current contestants are Muffin, Broomer, Micro, Chalky, Cracker, Click, English Muffin, and Nail. The prize is $1 million. The first ever challenge that will decide a team captains involve a tournament bracket where 2 contestants have to spin around in chairs, and the person who doesn't throw up first gets to advance and has a chance of being team captain. Broomer and Nail argue for a while, but in the end, Broomer and Click become team captains and get to pick the members for their teams in the next episode. Episode 2. The teams consist of Click, Muffin, Nail, Cracker, and Broomer, Micro, Chalky, and English Muffin. The first team challenge involves bubble blowing. Whoever can blow the biggest bubble for their team wins, while the other team faces elimination. Broomer's team lost because he stole Chocolate Bar's wand, while the rest of his team members' wands got stolen by Muffin and Cracker. This is also the episode where Gummy Bear makes her appearance as the first recommended character for the show. Episode 3. English Muffin and Broomer made a bet that whoever gets eliminated has to shit themselves. It ends up being Broomer, and he literally does it, and afterwards he's sent to the ECP, aka the Eliminated Contestant Place box, that's similar to the one in BFDI. The next challenge is to survive the Evil Woods of Doom. The last one standing wins for their team. Muffin was the last person from her team to get kicked out of the forest, so her team loses. Episode 4. Nail is the next contestant sent to the ECP. The next challenge is to eat as many spicy pizzas as they can in 30 minutes. There's scenes of Micro being lol random and expressing his love for pizza. English Muffin ate the most pizzas but unfortunately puked some of it out, which made Muffin win by default. Voting will happen in the next episode. Episode 5. Characters from different object shows got to pick who to vote out of the show, and English Muffin got the most votes, so he's sent to the ECP. The next challenge is a singing contest, except the goal is to sing long enough without getting electrocuted. This is the second time Gummy Bear appears, and the first time the song Untitled, aka How Could This Happen to Me, by Simple Plan is sung as a gag. Chalky wins for his team. Episode 6. Click is eliminated, but instead of going to the ECP, it's now changed into the BOG, aka the Box of Gremlins, which are creatures that eat people, basically. In this episode, it's split into 2 parts. Part 1 is where Chocolate Bar, Gummy Bear, and Fish Tank, another object show creator I assume, pick 2 people to debut in their show. They picked Moonstone because she can fly, read minds, and said she would reveal Chocolate Bar's secret if they didn't let her in, and Unicorn Horn. But then Mango wants to join as well, so he and Unicorn Horn will have to fight for the second debut spot in the show. Part 2. The challenge is to swim to an island, and the first person to come back with 3 coconuts gets to join the show along with Moonstone. By the power of gay, actually Forky, Mango wins and chooses to join Muffin's team along with Moonstone, which made Chalky and Micro up for elimination. Behind the scenes. Around this point of the season, ratings for the show were not doing well, so the producers told Chocolate Bar to include Mango in the show because he's got a huge deal with the Chippers Corporation. So with his marketing deal, the ratings started going up. But since it was mentioned in the rulebook that a player cannot be related to a former winner, Mango was Pineapple's nephew, Chocolate Bar's goal is to get Mango eliminated as soon as he could. But it was difficult to do that as the episodes went on. Episode 7. Cracker gains arms with Muffin's help. Chalky is seen beating up bunnies and conveniently got the most votes to be eliminated afterward. The challenge is an obstacle course. Mango almost dies. Chocolate Bar gets a call from someone whom he calls Honey, which is an interesting note. It may or may not be Snow Cone. Gummy Bear shows up but is told to leave. The giant blank from the debut episode shows up and Micro defeats it and wins. The after credits scene shows Mango with multiple bandages. Episode 8. Cracker, who had an appearance change, Mango, Moonstone, and Muffin were all up for elimination, but Micro ran away due to the pressure, which made everyone else safe. The next challenge is to do whatever task is written on the envelope that the contestant receives. Gummy Bear's hatred for the Simple Plan song becomes a constant gag in the show from this episode onward. Chocolate Bar's Honey makes an audio cameo again.
Oh my god, honey, I'm missing like 3 limbs now. I'm so sorry, honey. Ew, don't tell me that. Only I can say that.
Gummy Bear self-destructs. Meanwhile, the contestants from the BLG make their escape. There's a Tub of Lard cameo, but I don't think that he's really canon in this season yet. Mango wins because everyone else failed, which puts them up for elimination. The after credits shows that Micro came back with a ray gun and for some reason uses to switch Muffins and Softballs, whoever that is, minds, but it ends up killing himself and Muffin in Softball's body. Episode 9. Muffin, in Softball's mind, is unaware of what's going on, so she keeps asking questions. A funeral for Micro is being held, and Chalky is the only one who cared. Mango appears with a Chipper's bag next to him. Cracker is worried about not having enough friends on social media, so he got rid of his arms. Moonstone is eliminated. Unicorn Horn comes back and reveals his plan to destroy the show. Everyone has 1 minute to hide before he hunts everyone down. Mango finds Micro in the clouds and he repeatedly gets run over by a bus before he could explain what'll happen in the finale.
Tell you about the finale. It will.
In the midst of the chaos, Muffins finds a magic lamp. It is unknown what her first wish was, but she sees Cracker eat blueberries, which upset her. A bunch of shit basically happens and Unicorn disappears. Cracker was originally the winner, but Muffin used her wish to put him and Mango up for elimination instead. She mentions that Cracker has hurt her all season, which is technically a plot hole because of the whole brain swap thing, and Muffin and Cracker haven't had any real bad blood in the previous episodes, but just roll with it. Episode 10. This is the interview episode with the previously eliminated contestants before the big finale. Cracker is eliminated, which makes Mango and Muffin the final two. Mango becomes a lot more obvious that he's sponsored by Chippers. Click mentions how he was bullied a lot as a kid because people call him Fatty Biddling Man. The last person to be interviewed is Muffin, and she still doesn't know what's going on. Pre-episode 11 behind the scenes. As mentioned before, a player cannot be related to a former winner, so Chocolate Bar came up with an elaborate plan so that Mango doesn't win. So he calls up British Gummy Bear to help him derail the finale so that anyone else in the cast can win the prize. Episode 11, Part 1. Muffin still doesn't know exactly what's happening, but it's finale time. Apparently, the final challenge is to rob a bank, but first they have to find their personal code in their respective locations. Shenanigans ensue. Gummy Bear appears a few times, hoping to still join the show by somewhat participating in the challenge as well. Mango climbs into a tower and meets British Gummy Bear, but she explodes because Mango sang a song she disliked. It's not Simple Plan, but it's Selena Gomez. Meanwhile, in the desert, Muffin finds her code after looking for a water source, so they both run back to the bank. When they get there, they pretend that they're surprised at all of the contestants being tied up and the prize money being easily accessible. Then British Gummy Bear shows up and says that this isn't the finale she wanted, so she's gonna change it. Episode 11, Part 2.
When I was a child, I was sent away to a British academy. The people who like, how could this happen to me? My parents hated it, and my idiotic sister Gummy Bear hated it, but I liked it, so they thought I was insane. So, I started to plot my evil plan. After 7 years of the academy, and having no idea what my plan would be, I saw Gummy Bear on the show. So I thought, what if I put it into a zombie-infested city to take my revenge?
British Gummy Bear's plan was to put everyone in a zombie-infested city full of characters that were killed in the show except Micro because he's in heaven. or Glove World, as the show calls it, and the first person to find $1 million prize and bring it to the roof of the tallest building wins. Mango and Cracker are the only two left, so they fight for the briefcase on the roof. Mango ends up winning until Chocolate Bar finally tells Mango that he couldn't win because he broke the rules, aka being related to a former winner. So that automatically makes Cracker the winner of Excellent Entities. Now it's time for Season 2, but before I get into that, I have to explain how Chocolate Bar gathered every single one of the contestants to participate into this season. First off, it started with Headset. Headset made an illegal disc copy of a pony video game and he sent it in the mail. He gets arrested shortly after. Feather finds her mailed copy of the illegal pony video game she ordered. Then she starts to remember that her father, calling her not perfect, so she stands up and walks out of her house to prove that she is. She arrives at the medicine factory called Sharkberry Enterprises and is greeted by Mango, so he starts giving a tour around the building. Feather sneaks into a lab room and starts experimenting on chemicals to prove that she's perfect. Diary is a news reporter and talks about how Feather made the awesome pills, which hurt people, and Feather ends up getting arrested. Tub of Lard finds out that Smarty fucking overdosed on the awesome pills and turned into a dumbass, so TOL seeked out revenge by suing SBB Enterprises, and he won the case because he lied about also taking the pills. Turns out, Moonstone, who was undercover, was in the courtroom and could hear TOL's thoughts. Meanwhile, Sharkberry gets arrested and was told by an officer to pay TOL for losing the lawsuit. Moonstone breaks into TOL's window after finding out the truth, and TOL and Smarty both go to prison, and news about SBB Enterprises gets shared around. Diary reads about this and decides to snoop around like the news reporter that she is. Diary stumbles upon an abandoned warehouse where she finds documents about Moonstone being the new owner of SBB and other files about employees having their pay docked. This overwhelms her, so she burns the files and accidentally burns the entire warehouse, getting herself arrested. Poison finds out about this at the news station and she gets upset. Moonstone sits at the manager's desk at SBB and Clay comes into her office and hands her a grappling hook. It's revealed that Moonstone is a spy and is gonna pay Clay a fuck ton of cash if he gets one more thing for her. Gumball Machine is seen watching the news in her own home, and then a cop breaks into her house and arrests her for babysitting without a license. Turns out she doesn't even babysit anymore and accidentally sold the children to a sweatshop. The sweatshop is revealed to be monitored by Latte in his basement, and Clay comes in and asks Latte if he could make a big gun, which Latte agrees. Clay comes out of Latte's house to find a cop car, and then when the cop asks if he's seen a person that looks like Latte, Clay tells the cop that he's in his basement behind him and walks away. Broomer was then also questioned by a cop, getting both him and Latte arrested. Moonstone finds out about Latte from the news and gets mad at Clay. Poison shows up and reveals that she knows about the money laundering scheme Moonstone has been doing. So they both fight and end up burning the entire building to the ground. Out of nowhere, Nail appears to attempt to steal money from the safe for his radio show, so all four of them get arrested. Meanwhile, Chalky got arrested for kicking bunnies off screen. Since Cracker didn't use his prize money in the last season, Chocolate Bar took it with him to make Season 2. With everyone in the same prison bus, Chocolate Bar hijacked it and drove it off a cliff and gave everyone partial amnesia. With his cardboard crafting skills, he created fake locations to place them in so he could pretend to meet them for the first time. Season 2 isn't even a real production. It was never going to be aired in the first place because Season 1 was so bad nobody wanted a second season, but Chocolate Bar made it anyway just for fun. Gummy Bear knew about this, so she hid a book called Secrets of Pragman Island? I don't know how it's pronounced. In the warehouse, for someone to find it in the future. It contained every production that happened on the island, and since Extraordinarily Excellent Entities isn't a real season, it wasn't written in it. It's time for Season 2. Now Episode 1 begins. Chocolate Bar gets a message from the producers to find new contestants for a second season. He finds Poison, Mango, and Sharkberry in a homeless shelter, Chalky and Broomer in prison. For some reason, Chalky is in this prison for the same reason, aka kicking bunnies. Nail is in his radio show, Moonstone in a mental hospital, and Latte at a bar stux. Diary stands next to Moonstone on a field. She knows Chocolate Bar's secret too because she told her. Gumball Machine at a playground taking care of children, who mysteriously vanished after Chocolate Bar found her. Eventually, there's a time skip where Chocolate Bar already gathered everyone, but Gummy Bear appears and asks why is Mango back in the show even though he broke the rules last season, and Chocolate Bar said that he's funny and he wasn't treated fairly last time. First challenge is a maze, and the top 3 survivors get to be the team leaders, which end up being Moonstone, Poison, and Feather. Nobody's up for elimination in this episode. The teams consist of Feather, Boomer, Diary, Shark Berberry, Gumball Machine, and the Poison, Latte, Clay, Mango, Nail, and Moonstone, Tub of Lard, Headset, Chalky, and Smarty. Episode 2. The challenge is, there's a murderer, and the last person who survives wins for their team. Smarty wins, and also Clay and Shark Berberry are immune because they were the last ones from their respective teams to survive, so the rest are up for elimination. Episode 3. Mango was the first eliminated, which is homophobic/J. The challenge is to go to a spaceship and save some ice cream. Also, the Gremlins make their reappearance. Boomer and Feather form an alliance and win the challenge for their team, so the other 2 teams are up for elimination. Episode 4. Smarty magically got his brain cells back somehow. Poison is eliminated. The challenge is Shark Berberry, Chalky, and Clay basically have to take some sort of quiz/test because they're apparently the smartest ones in their respective groups. The first person to finish wins for their team. Meanwhile, everyone else just chills outside. Diary likes that Moonstone can read minds, so she asks if she could help her spy on people. Shark Berberry is British. He makes a comment on the now-deceased Queen Elizabeth.
Oh god, I don't know.
Hint, you're English, you should know this.
Oh god, I'm sorry, Queen Elizabeth.
Also, Latte has a real fanfiction.net account that you can actually check out right here. Anyway, Clay wins so his team is safe. Also, Chalky has a house. Episode 5. Feather is eliminated because of her rudeness, and the elimination area is revealed to be just an entirely grey lounge room with a TV, a couch, and a kitchen. The next challenge is to make the best joke about Chocolate Bar or the other contestants, and whichever team gets the highest score wins. Diary mentions how we haven't seen Chocolate Bar's wife yet.
Chocolate Bar, is there a reason you never show your wife? Is she uglier than you?
Anyway, Moonstone's team is safe. Episode 6. Latte thinks his fanfictions can write the future, so he writes down that his team will win in this episode. There's also a bit where Shark Berberry starts to discover that they exist in a cartoon. Also, Gumball Machine is eliminated. The next challenge is a tower defense game, and unsurprisingly, Latte's team wins. Episode 7. Boomer and TOL break into Chalky's house because it was that easy.
I didn't realize Chalky's windows were open if you smash a rock through all of them.
This is mentioned again in the short that Webbs previously uploaded into his channel.
We have to get somewhere safe! My house! Your house is so easy to break into!
The Chocolate Bar homophobia clip plays here, and then the Boomer Boys make their first song appearance, I think, and from now on, at the start of the episode, a Boomer Boys song snippet will play. Chocolate Bar attempts to eliminate everyone because they're gay. And the producers kick him out and let Gummy Bear host for the episode. Diary is eliminated. There isn't even a vote count, they just immediately kick her off. The challenge is to raise a chow, the little creatures from Sonic, I don't really know them. And after raising them, they'll compete against each other, and the best one wins. And 90% of the episode is sung for some reason. I don't know why.
Time is an illusion, the world is a lie. At this point it's all just pointless and I finally know why. We're all a bunch of vectors, just a collection of graphics. Our action to be determined by tweens and mathematics.
And Chocolate Bar comes back and saw that everyone sucks, so everyone is up for elimination. You can watch the deleted scene plus additional context for the episode here. Episode 8. Headset is eliminated. The series starts to get a little unhinged because Moonstone is replaced with Micro, who is actually just a PNG of Sandman from Star Wars. The challenge is video game based, where the teams have to basically level themselves up before fighting the final boss. Chocolate Bar says that they can shout A or B and it'll activate their special move. This is where the clip of Latte saying,
You cis-white male scum. I can't believe you only like the opposite gender.
What?
I'm gonna report you to the police. Hello, police. We have some men here. Oh my god! We're dealing with real sickos here, guys!
Meanwhile, Shark Burberry keeps breaking the fourth wall. The final boss is Minecraft Darkhead, which is a parody of Darkhead from Objects at War in the Minecraft style. Objects at War is infamous, at least in my opinion, for being a terrible show. I don't know why he's in the Minecraft style though. He seems to be angry because he keeps getting friend-zoned, so TOL defeats him by matching with him in a dating website, which made Minecraft Darkhead explode. And that made TOL, Chalky, Smarty, and Moonstone safe from elimination. Episode 9. Shark Burberry breaks the fourth wall and the characters become self-aware for at least a little bit. Moonstone is back and the elimination area is in space. Unfortunately, SBB is eliminated. In case you forgot, Boomer is now the last person on his own team, so Chocolate Bar gets him to join Latte, Nail, and Clay. The challenge is that a team gets to pick a planet and build a civilization out of it, aka buildings and stuff. Boomer was being rude to Nail, so Nail stands up for himself, thus finally earning respect from Boomer. After being lazy for nearly the entire time, TOL gets up and starts speed building into the rocks, while Boomer builds a robot that builds all the fancy buildings for his team, which makes them win. Episode 10. Moonstone is eliminated, and the teams finally merge. The challenge is that everyone plays Town of Salem, which is very complicated to try to explain in such a short amount of time, but TLDR, everyone lives in this town and gets a specific role and they all have to try to win individually. But also other players just get passive roles. I don't know if I should explain it. Cut that out. Players can either get killed by someone else or by popular vote amongst the players to be hanged. All eliminated players get to come back because TOS has a lot of roles. Boomer and Clay, who were in the Mafia team, win in the end, so they get immunity. And the eliminated contestants get to vote someone off in the next episode. Episode 11. The girls are fighting. Also, the Boomer Boys songs start to get actually good in my opinion. Smarty is eliminated. The challenge is to make a business. Everyone gets a $3,000 head start, and the person who earns the most money in the end wins. TOL immediately gives the money back to Chocolate Bar because he's lazy. Meanwhile, the Boomer Boys win because TOL blew his knees so hard that left him all but $1 left in his score. Also, Cracker makes a cameo and says that his music is better than the Boomer Boys. Episode 12. TOL is eliminated. The challenge is to find Gummy Bear because Chocolate Bar said the ratings have gone down since she disappeared. So everyone has to go look for her all over the island/town for her. Boomer goes solo while Latte and Clay and Nail and Chalky team up. Latte and Clay go to the abandoned warehouse and Latte finds the book called Secrets of Pragman Island Untold that GB left there in the flashback if you remember. She also left general clues about her in every location the contestants looked. Boomer goes back to the evil woods of doom and finds Unicorn Horn and tells Boomer to take him to the rest of the cast. Meanwhile, everyone else found GB and she's still upset over how the show treated her. Boomer arrives and Unicorn Horn is there behind him and he says that he wants revenge, but Chocolate Bar shows up and pretty much kills him. Nail was seen to reach GB first, so he won. Episode 13. Off topic, this Boomer Boy song is so funny because Chalky and Boomer are singing about fighting over a girl and they're both gay men dating each other.
I've been searching for a showmate day after day, and she's finally found her way into my arms.
Anyway, Clay is eliminated. The challenge is a paintball game and the eliminated contestants get to come back again. Here are the teams. Nail, Mango, Diary, Smarty, then Chalky, Poison, Headset, TOL, then Boomer, Feather, SBB, and Clay, and Latte, Gumball Machine, Moonstone, and Click. Some behind-the-scenes context. The real reason Click joined Latte's team is because that at this point, Chocolate Bar knows that Latte has the book, and he told Click to get it for him. But unfortunately, Click got too into the game and forgot about his task. Also, Boomer says that he loves pink, and Chocolate Bar winks and says, I know.
I love pink!
I know.
What does this mean? There are some scenes where Mango reveals some weird fucking lore about his dad being a cop, and Chalky blushes blue by the way. The fatty building man joke comes back. And in the end, Chalky wins. Remember that alliance thing with Feather and Boomer? In this episode, even though Boomer was supposed to lead for his team, Feather stepped in because she thought she would be a better leader than him, and everyone else agreed. In the end credits scene, Feather is seen upset at Broomer and then she walks away. Broomer seems happy about this though. Episode 14. In my opinion, this is the best Broomer song clip, Don't At Me. Latte is eliminated, by the way. The challenge is to bring Micro back because of fan outrage. Muffin comes back and gives them a map to Glove World. She explains she has it because she went there and back, which still doesn't explain the plot hole of her and Softball switching minds last season. Maybe their minds switched back off screen? I don't know. They arrive at Glove World and find out Micro's the chosen one because he brought pizza to the world, so he lives up at a tower making pizza for everyone. They find him and it turns out that he was content with living there. But then Chalky gets thrown out of a window and Micro follows after him. They fall to the ground and then Chalky picks Micro up and carries him away. In the end, due to pure luck, Nail arrives first with Micro landing on top of him, making Nail the winner. Unfortunately, the bus full of fans ran Micro over, killing him again. Anyway, Nail chooses Chalky to be with him for the finale. At the end of the episode, Latte is seen reading the book at the elimination area. Diary and Moonstone approach him and talk about it. If you remember in early season 2, Moonstone and Diary know about Chocolate Bar's secret, so that's why they already have a general idea on what's going on. Episode 15. All the eliminated contestants go out of the hole, but Diary, Latte, and Moonstone confront Chocolate Bar about what they know. Gummy Bear comes back and tells Chocolate Bar that she told him the truth too. He then starts to explain everything before Excellent Entities and before Extraordinarily Excellent Entities. After the big explanation, the contestants decide they'll go out and tell the whole town/city, and while they're talking about it, Chocolate Bar escapes and calls Click to get him and 2 other people to retrieve the book for him. Then he calls British Gummy Bear and tells her to get everyone to take the contestants down. Nail is teamed up with Gumball Machine, Mango, Diary, Moonstone, Latte, and Poison, while Chalky is teamed up with Broomer, Clay, TOL, Feather, Headset, SBB, and Smarty. We then see reappearances of characters like Minecraft Dark Hat, Click, English Muffin, and Cracker trying to stop them. British Gummy Bear and Gummy Bear, against her will, also attempt to stop them, but the cast tells him that Chocolate Bar doesn't even have the money to pay them. British Gummy Bear gets upset, so Gummy Bear releases Feather, Nail, Chalky, and Clay. Clay remembers that Nail has his own radio show, so Nail and Chalky start looking around for it, leaving Clay and Feather behind. Blank, the white square, appears and tries to kill them too, but the Micro fan bus runs them over. Chalky and Nail arrive at the radio building and fight over who gets to make the announcement, and in the end, Nail is hanging by the windowsill and Chalky shuts the window on him. Chalky turns on the mic and states that Chocolate Bar held everyone hostage. Later we see Chocolate Bar in handcuffs, but before being taken away by police, he congratulates Chalky for winning Extraordinarily Excellent Entities. Later we see Broomer hug Chalky, and everyone congratulating him as well for winning, and they also give him a trophy. Originally the ending was that it was supposed to be Webb's dream and none of it was real in the first place, but that ending got cut because he was scared of getting harassed. Post EEE. Webbs originally planned to make a 3rd season, but due to lack of motivation and time, he cancelled it. If you want to see what could have been, you may watch the video below. Whether or not you want to decide it's canon is up to you. Thank you for listening to this recap. I hope it made sense. If I made some mistakes, if I missed some information, do let me know in the comments. If you want me to make more videos like this, let me know as well. Subscribe, like, whatever YouTubers say, I guess. And subscribe to Webbs for Evs too. He makes good content. And watch his stuff. It's super good. Yeah, bye!